If you've been convicted of driving under the influence, better known as a DUI, in the state of North Carolina, your driver's license will be temporarily suspended. However, you can regain your legal driving privileges in most cases by installing an ignition interlock device, or IID for short. At Monitech, we serve as your trusted resource to guide you through this process from start to finish. If you have been convicted of a DUI for the first time, your IID requirements will depend on your breath alcohol concentration, BRAC, at the time of your arrest. If your BRAC was between 0.08% and 0.014%, you may not be required to install an IID depending on the circumstances of your case. If your BRAC was 0.15% or higher, you will be required to install an ignition interlock device for a minimum of 1 year. If you have been convicted of a DUI for the second time in North Carolina within 7 years, the state will suspend your license for a full year with 0 driving privileges. After your 1-year suspension, you will be required to install an IID for a minimum of 3 years. If this is your second DUI conviction, but it was outside of the 7-year time frame, your license will not be suspended, but you will be required to install an interlock device for a minimum of 3 years. If you have been convicted of a DUI for the third time, the charge will be treated as a felony, and your consequences will be more severe. A third DUI can lead to the permanent revocation of your driver's license. If you are granted the ability to regain your driving privileges, you will be required to install an ignition interlock device for a minimum of 7 years. No matter the offense, it's important to note that a judge may require additional interlock usage or other conditions beyond the minimums we're covering in this video. After installing your device, be sure to obtain all necessary documentation related to your interlock installation, including a receipt or proof of installation. Scheduling regular maintenance to stay in compliance with your IID requirements is critical. The ignition interlock device must be serviced every 60 days to meet the requirements of the North Carolina DMV. Drivers who fail to have this service completed are subject to device lockout and additional penalties decided by the state of North Carolina. After completing all IID requirements, you will need to submit the appropriate documentation to both your IID provider and the NC DMV. Once approved, your standard driver's license may be reinstated and the interlock device removed. At Monitech, we work closely with the NC DMV to ensure your ignition interlock compliance goes as smoothly as possible. Whether you choose Monitech or another provider, we are here to support you every step of the way, helping you get back on the road responsibly and safely.